For Windows end users, the Tific Support Automation Suite provides a proactive approach to remediating a problem for a Windows end user through self-healing and self-help automation. The Tific client, which resides on the Windows device, actively monitors the end user's configuration, hardware and software, to discover, diagnose, and remediate common recurring problems. For example, network connectivity issues or printer access issues. And it can monitor the Windows device to ensure system settings are consistent with IT policy. For example, is your firewall enabled or disabled? Is virus protection up to date? If remediation is necessary, Tific will guide the user via self-healing or self-help through the necessary steps to correct the problem. So let's go through a self-healing demonstration. For this scenario, I'm now a typical Windows end user. The Tific client is represented by the helping hand icon in the sys tray. It has been configured by the IT department to proactively monitor my desktop environment for common problems and to ensure my environment meets various compliance requirements defined by IT policy. When Tific identifies a problem, the client will notify me and offer suggestions on how to remediate the issue. It is typical for the IT department to enforce firewall protection on all Windows devices for security reasons. Let's create an issue that violates this policy and see how the client reacts to it. Let's go to the control panel and manually disable Windows firewall protection. Perhaps the end user turned it off because they were trying to download something from the network that asked the user to do that. But as we mentioned, it is a security risk, and if the firewall is turned off, it's a problem. The Tific client is working in the background, monitoring the computer for a wide variety of potential issues. Tific quickly detects that the firewall settings are out of compliance. A pop-up message is automatically presented to the user from the Tific icon in the sys tray. Tific notifies the user of the situation and prompts the user to take action. Tific detected the problem and could have been configured to automatically resolve the problem without notifying the user at all. But that wouldn't do much for our demo, so let's see how Tific guides the user through the resolution process. Shown here is a Tific style guide. They're used to consistently present automation to an end user to improve the success rate of self-service. This is a typical Tific guide. The guide includes a title section, a brief description of the topic. Tific presents the current state of the setting. In this case, Windows Firewall is disabled. In this case, there is an automatic solution in place to automatically turn the Windows Firewall on. Most guides include an instructions section. Instructions are presented to the user in a way that make them very easy to follow, taking the user step by step through a process. Instruction text can be hidden by default to encourage the user to run the automated solution instead. In this scenario, I will select the automated solution. Note that a star next to the function indicates that the setting was successfully changed. You can also see the updated state in the current state box above. The Tific client is operating with administrator privilege and can perform these functions and others on behalf of a non-privileged end user. So, let's go back to the control panel and see if our settings are correct. When I open the control panel again, I can see that I've updated my settings, but let me tell you this. At the same time that I automatically resolved the incident, a closed incident was generated and created in the Remedy Incident Management System. This ensures there's a record of the incident, which supports Service Desk Analytics and reporting. So here we are. We've updated the setting. It was done through complete automation. So Tific monitored and detected an issue. It presented an automatic solution to the end user, and the result was reported to Remedy Incident Management as a closed incident.